Hi, today we'll be coding a bunch of patterns, starting with this one where we have a grid of disks that touch each other and also lose at half, which half that alternates both horizontally and vertically. You can see right here. Okay, so let's move on to CodePen, where we have 4 divs, 1 div per pattern. We're going to take care of layout first, display flex, flex direction column, okay, and also set a gap. Then move on to the actual div elements. We'll be setting a height, something, doesn't really matter. Okay, and to the interesting part. First div, first background, we are going to have a radial gradient, closest side. We don't even have autocomplete for this. Pink 100%, okay, so it goes to the edge, okay, and then white, let's see it, okay, and we need to set a background size. So a first background size is going to be, let's say, 4ems. So background position slash the background size, both horizontally and vertically. Let's see it. Next step, we are going to want to have basically like a checkerboard that cuts out halves alternating. So repeating, we don't have autocomplete for conic, which is why I went for linear there, but it's actually conic, and as I said, we want a checkerboard. How to do that I already explained in detail in an article right here, so you can see it. So checkerboard, and you can see how you split the pattern into background size boxes, and yeah, how you have the whole gradient thing. So it's pretty much the same thing, except we use pink instead of black there, and there we use white. So yeah, basically same thing. Pink 0%, 25%, a quarter, right? Then white another quarter, up to 50%, and then it repeats itself, and we're going to need a different background size. This one is going to be twice the first one. So we are going to have the background position slash the background size, both horizontally and vertically. We're going to want to get that checkerboard. Now, having done this, we're going to set background blend mode to lighten, and this brings above the layer that's lighter. So on those quarters of the checkerboard where we have white, you can see how the white square gets brought up above, and here that part outside the disk is white, so it doesn't matter that that square of the checkerboard is pink, because the white gets brought up on top. Now the thing is, we don't want these to go horizontally, right? So we're going to need to change the background position a little bit. So it's going to be half of A, and here let's make it 0, 0. Let's see it. So it looks like this. We already have our first pattern. Let's minimize this, and we are going to move on to the second one. So nth child to, let's see how the pattern looks. So it's this one. So you can see it kind of looks like a diagonal checkerboard, kind of. We already have a diagonal checkerboard here as well after this one, okay? So you can check out the article and see how that's made. So let's create that. We are going to start with, again, a size. Let's say also 4ems. Right, background, repeating. As I mentioned earlier, we don't have conic, and that's a pity. So 45 degrees starting from, sorry, I forgot the keyword there, and we are going to have black from 0 to 25%, and then white from 0 to 50%, and then it repeats itself, right? So something like that. We are going to set background size, right? Sorry about the dog barking. Okay, so it kind of looks like that, but we want to invert those colors there in that one and in the one diagonally. So basically we're going to have a second checkerboard which is not diagonal, which is double the size. So we're going to have, again, B is twice A, and similar except this one is going to be B and it's not going to be diagonal anymore, right? It's going to look like this, and then we're going to have background blend mode, and it's going to be difference. Let's see it. Okay, not quite, because we're not we don't have the right position, so let's fix that. Here we're going to have half 0.5. If I could use a keyboard, that would be great. Okay, so now it's starting to look like something, but it's black and white, and let's say we wanted a different color. Well, we're going to use some conic-gradient, aqua, right, and then we're going to have lighten. So the lighter one comes on top. So aqua is lighter than black but is darker than white. So wherever we have white, white comes up on top, but wherever we have black, that aqua comes up on top. Or we can use light sky blue. I think it looks better. Okay, so something like that. Okay, next one, nth child. Okay, that dog just won't stop barking. We're going to have this pattern. Again, it looks very much like what we had before. So we could use like the first one, if you remember, right? So let's say that we also have those ribbon patterns there as well, but that's the square of the checkerboard with white. So let's see that. We are going to use, actually, let's just copy paste this and we're going to modify it. Okay, so it's going to be pretty much the same, except here we're going to have a repeating conic gradient. So something like that from that's an interesting one as well, an interesting pattern as well. Okay, and it's horizontally it's not offset as I'd like them to be, so it looks, let's see it. Okay, no, let's leave it like this. I think that's good. Okay, so actually we wanted a different color there, so okay, so that's the ribbon pattern that we had right here. That's quite nice actually. Okay, and this one, the most complex so far. Let's see it. So we are going to start nth child, and we are going to have basically like an initial one, 5n's, let's say, and let's see, background, we are going to have linear gradient, black 50%, and white 0, and background size, it's going to be, so we have horizontal stripes. And now let's add those rounded parts, and we'll be using a radial gradient, and it's going to be circle at 50%, 100%, so it's going to be at the bottom. And let's also compute a b value, which is going to be basically like the radius of that half circle, and it's going to be half the size, right? So here we are going to have black, okay, and it's going to go up to b, and then transparent, let's see it. Yeah, sharp transition, let's see it. Okay, let's make this okay, sorry, that dog hasn't stopped barking since I started this. Okay, so now that part is done, but we actually wanted it, no, that actually looks good. So yeah, and we're going to want something similar, but so this is going to be zero, 0, and here I'm going to have B, and this one is going to be white, right? Let's see it. Okay, you can see how it's starting to look like something. Now the next step is going to be add a linear gradient that's going to be 90 degrees. And actually we can take this part, right? Okay, and actually, yeah, we don't need to, we can just get rid of that. And we're going to have background blend mode, difference, normal, normal. Okay, so you can see how we have those alternating parts right now, but we still need the pink. So we'll be adding the pink in the same way we added the blue right here. So that's going to be pink, and here we're going to have lighten. Okay, and we can take that one out, because if we replace lighten there, we replace normal with lighten there, nothing changes. So yeah, it can be something like that. Okay, one thing I don't like here, those jagged edges. I just noticed it now. -1 pixel. Okay. Okay, much nicer now. So yeah, this is it. This is pretty much what I wanted to show you for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have, if you like the work that I've been putting out since early 2012 and you want me to be able to do more in the future, please consider supporting it. You can do so by being a cool cat and becoming a patron on Patreon, or if monthly support is not your style, there's the option of a one-time donation, or you can make me happy with a gift off my wish list, or you could at least share this to show the world what can be done with CSS these days, because honestly, I think it's pretty damn cool. In any event, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!